was like a corner of an edge of the box. And he started digging, and he dug and he dug and he dug, and it was a box. And then he pulled out the box, and he lifted up the lid, and you know what was inside? Ask me what?
What?
Chicken joy. No, it was gold and silver. And he said, oh my gosh, I'm a rich man. He looked around. No one was there. Closed the lid, put the box, put soil on top of the box, and then he ran home. And when he ran home, he announced to all his neighbors, garage sale. And he sold everything that he had. Whatever that was not sold in the garage sale, he sold it through OLX or through eBay. He sold everything. And then he had all the cash. He went to the owner of the field. And the owner of the field was there, and he said, I'm going to buy your field. And the owner said, it's not for sale. And the guy said, hey, this is all my money. Look at it. I want that field. Give it to me, please, please. And so the guy, blinded by the money, said, okay, the field is yours. They signed the contract. He goes and he buys the field. Everybody sell everything.
Sell everything.
I want you to know that story is so close to my heart. Frank was sharing about it already. That's our story. Yes or no?
Yes.
We discovered our hidden treasure. His name is Jesus. Do I hear it? Amen.
Amen.
And he sold everything. I believe this. This is a church event, so I believe that every person here has found his hidden treasure. And you have sold everything. Do I hear aloud? Amen.
Amen.
I discovered my hidden treasure when I was 12 years old. Not too long ago. In a small prayer meeting of 30 people. And after that, I was reading the Bible. A few days later, found my hidden treasure in Jesus. After that, I went to Mass, and for the first time, my eyes were open. And I said, oh my gosh, I've been going to Mass all these years, and look at this. This is Jesus. And then I found my hidden treasure in Mass. I have found my hidden treasure in the Rosary. I found hidden treasure, Jesus, in a retreat, in a recollection. And so all those, let me fast forward. I gave up everything. I sold everything. Does this sound familiar to you? When you discover Jesus, you sell everything. Yes? I remember as a 13-year-old boy, I was so inspired by St. Francis of Assisi. You know that guy? You know what I did? I told myself, I'm gonna be like Francis. I'm gonna pray like Francis. I'm gonna love like Francis. I'm gonna look like Francis. I'm gonna smell like Francis. And I'll tell you a bit what that meant. So I go to my closet, I got all my clothes, I gave them to the poor without any permission from my mother. And so my mother goes to my bedroom, opens the closet, and she says, oh, where are your clothes? And with this angelic face, I said, I gave them to the poor. My mother said, what? The crazy things I did. I sold everything, believe me. I did not put deodorant because I felt it was vanity. You can just imagine the impact I had on people's lives when I entered the room. When people, I was 13, 14 years old, I would be praying over people, in charismatic prayer meetings, and people would be lining up, and I'd be there, this little kid, 14 years old, and I'd pray over people, and people would be falling by the power. I don't know what power that was. I had a dream when I was 14 years old. I kept on bringing poor people to the house, and my mother was just freaking out. I brought a street kid from Edsa. Mom is going to live with us. No, he's not. Yes, he is. That face. Look at that face. That face is Jesus. The next day, I brought an old man from Edsa, covered with grease, black suit all over, terrible. Hasn't taken a bath for years. Mom is going to live with us. No, he's not. Where does that creature come from? Lola sabi ko sa nanay ko sa kanila, sorry po, meron po akong TV. And my mother said, over my dead body will that man live with us. And I told my mother, Mom, that street kid I brought home a while ago, yesterday, he's going to sleep in my room. This old man is going to sleep in your room. I was driving my mother crazy. 14 years old, I finally said to myself, I can't bring the poor people to the house, I'm going to live there. I lived in a slum area, in a squatter's area. I lived there. My mother said, okay, as long as you don't bring all of them back home. So I would knock on the doors with the Bible under my armpit, and I would share Jesus to every house. I was 14 years old. I was 15 years old. doing that. I was selling all, I was giving all, and I told myself my one ambition in life. You know what my ambition in life is? Ask me what?
What?
During that time, my ambition is to grow as an old man in the streets, lying down on a newspaper. St. Francis 9. You know,
Alam mo, buti na lang nagkaroon na ako.
with the
Kaya.
business section as my banig,
Hindi,
and
kasi
the
next week,
entertainment
may
section as my banig. But then something happened, fast forward many years later. Ask me what?
What?
I got married. And you know, when I got married and I had a wife and I had, you know, this little baby, I said to myself, parang kailangan baguhin ko yung ambition ko. Kasi hindi pwede. I cannot go to my wife and say, sweetheart, hindi ka, matulog na tayo, ito yung business section, lakad na tayo, you know. I could not, I had to change. And one of the things I realized is this. I discovered the hidden treasure. Ask me where?
Where?
Like all of us in the religious field. Yes or no? I discovered Jesus in a prayer meeting, at Mass, in the Rosary, in the Novena, in a recollection, in a retreat. It was in ministry. I discovered Jesus in the religious field. Say religious field.
Religious field.
But along the way, this was, I think, the first phase of my journey, my spiritual journey. But then along the way, especially when I got married, I found that this hidden treasure, which I sold everything for, his name is Jesus. He starts leading me to the other fields, to the marriage field. And he says, I'm here raising kids. Jesus was there. And because I got married, I had to earn money. I went into the business field. And lo and behold, I found Jesus in the business field. Selling stuff, counting money. I found Jesus in the stock market. I found Jesus in financial literacy. I found Jesus later on in health. That God is there. I found Jesus in nutrition. I found Jesus in exercise. I found Jesus by watching a movie with my kids. Are you listening to what I'm saying?
Yes.
One of the things that happens, I think, for many people is that they don't understand that lay people are not called to serve the church, but they're called to serve the world. And people think that, you know, I'm supposed to be a layman, active in the Lord, let me serve the church as this and that. Probably 10% of us are called to serve within the confines of the church. But 90% of you are called to serve in the world and to discover Jesus there. Our confusion is this. Ask me what? Our confusion is that we discovered Jesus in the religious field. And we get attached to the religious field. And we, you know what? It's like we are so attached to the forms and the structures and the systems and the circumstances and the details of the religious field. We insist in our subconscious mind we have to discover Jesus in that parameters. But Jesus is saying, no, I want to be discovered in your marriage. That's why there are a lot of religious people. I've met some religious people who are very religious and have terrible marriages.
Yes.
And that's why there are religious people who are very religious and daming utang. And their finances are terrible. You know what I'm saying? Because they insist that Jesus has to be in the religious field. And that's where they find Jesus. But Jesus is leading them out. And he's saying, we get confused. Everybody say, I'm listening.
I'm listening.
We get confused between the treasure and the field. And the reason why we get confused is because we sold everything for the field. But you got the field not for the field. You got the field for the treasure in the field.
Yes.
And his name is
Jesus.
Am I making sense to you?
Yes. Yes.
I find some of us, and I include me, where I look at people and I say, oh, you know, it's really funny when you look down at pornographers and or pornography addicts, and when we look at people, falling into masturbation and we look down at sexual sin, but we don't look down at gluttony.
Gluttony kanina.
No.
Tayo yun.
Why? Oh, because, sexual sin is almost like so terrible and ugly, and gluttony, that's in another field. It's called nutrition, it's called health, and that's not very important. Hey, look at the teachings of the Catholic Church, 7 cardinal sins, one of them is
Gluttony.
Am I making sense to you?
Yes.
I remember, I'm going back and forth here. I remember this story I heard from somebody sharing in a prayer meeting. And this guy said, brothers and sisters, for the past 12 years, I've put God first. And I've been attending this prayer meeting. I have not been absent for the past 12 years. Even if I'm sick, I'm here. Even no matter what happens, I'm here. And so everybody was clapping their hands, and I was clapping their hands. Woo! Commitment! And then the guy said, last week was a pretty tough challenge. My 7-year-old girl, she said, Daddy, my birthday is on a Friday, this coming Friday. And I know Friday is your prayer meeting day. But Daddy, just this once, can we go out as a family on my birthday? And the guys, holding the microphone said, brothers and sisters, I was tempted by my daughter. And I told her, God first. And so I'm here today, even if it's the birthday of my daughter. And people were clapping. Oh!
Saan tayo? Kabaliktaran niya. That's your daughter.
That's your 5-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Yes, God is found in a prayer meeting.
Pero yung anak niya, nandun din si Jesus eh. Tama.
Once a year,
Yes. Yes. Balik.
That God only be found in the religious field.
Yes.
But God is saying, I want to invade your entire world.
Whoa. Ang galing ni Bo.
God wants to invade your business. God wants to invade your job. You've got to be the best in your field. You've got to be the best in your industry. You've got to be the best employee in your company. Ask me why.
Why?
Because Jesus is your hidden treasure, and you find it in your job. Jesus is your boss, no matter what you're doing, and your performance will be aid because you're doing it for your hidden treasure.
Yes.
Amen. Your
Amen.
marriage must be wonderful because you see Jesus in your spouse. Is your spouse with you? Just in case. Is your spouse with you? Look at that person. Do you see Jesus there?
Hindi mo kasi
You know what? We need to make that decision that Jesus is found in every field and every area of your life. Can I invite you to stand up? I don't like doing long talks. I want you to elbow somebody beside you and say, Jesus is invading my world.
Jesus is invading my world.